Hello everyone and welcome to Pro Wrestling Ulster Takedown TV, the place to see the very best in PWU action, as well as exclusive interviews with our roster and of course breaking news as it comes to us. We're your hosts, I'm Nicholas Campbell, and of course as always joined by Andy T.
Coming up on tonight's episode, we count down to the Pro Wrestling Ulster Live Super Show at the Europa Hotel this Sunday, the 24th of August.
Well, Andy, among the many big matches planned for this Sunday Super Show, one of the biggest has to be our All-Ulster rematch between Joe Hendry and Carl McCaig.
Indeed, I'm of course excited for this one, Nick. What a match. Joe Hendry picking up a controversial win in Antrim when he used the title on the back of the head of Carl, but took the All-Ulster Championship across the water to the mainland as well, so it'll be nice to have it back in Belfast. They
had a battle in the ring, but also a war of words.
Indeed, they took to social media. Of course, that's where Joe Hendry taunted Carl out, put the N7 championship on the line as well, but unfortunately it didn't work out for young Carl. Joe Hendry, on the other hand, has went over and picked himself up a third title, so he's coming into this one with some force.
Well, Andy, I can't wait for the match, and I know as a big Carl McCaig fan, you can't wait either.
Absolutely. Of course, speaking to Carl around the training centre, he seems a lot more focused now. I think maybe he's picked up the understanding of what the title meant to him now that he's actually lost it. So he's very much determined to get that back around his waist.
And Andy, our last episode of Takedown TV was a Carl McCaig special, and at the end of that episode I believe we did mention that Carl had lost his title. You said earlier in a controversial finish.
It is indeed, and of course we've got that coming up for you now. We're going to go back to Antrim and we're going to show you what happened in that All-Ulster Championship match where Joe Hendry came out the victor.
Joe Hendry wondering what to do next. Comes off the ropes, Carl, the drop kick. Cover, referee 2. Kick out for the These two men have been going out. Hammer and toe here in Antrim. Joe begging to just take his belt home. I want the fight. All the referees down. Joe Hendry. Oh. Carl with a face breaker. And he covers it. Should be 3 here. Referees down. Crowd are calling for the win. Referee's down, the bell can't ring, there's no count. Joe Hendry's got the N7 championship in his hand. And he hits Carl McCaig. And he picks him up. Oh, the global hero, the finish. And it's a 3 count. Joe Hendry's the All-Ulster champion. Joe Hendry picks up the win on a Carl. He walks away with both championships. And the global hero, Joe Hendry's going to be loving this.
Well, Andy, at our Super Show we will of course see the conclusion of the Platinum Ticket Tournament.
We will indeed, and of course this year, just to remind everybody, it's the £5,000 Platinum Ticket Tournament. Third of its kind in Pro Wrestling Ulster. Terry T putting that check on the line as well. So we're 16 men started off, we're down to just the 4.
Well, between Luther Valentine, between the Northern Irish Tron, Christopher De Beers Banks III, and of course B Core, any favourites there for you, Andy?
Well, you're talking about 4 of the biggest names of Pro Wrestling Ulster, mainstays that have been here for many years. you can't really look past Tron for the win. He's been on quite a rampage of late. Of course, earlier in the year, actually taking out a 16-year-old female trainee in the ring as well. So I would have to say, if I was going to put my money somewhere, it might be on Tron, but you look at the other competitors and you're maybe not sure.
Each man brings something different to the ring, Andy. I personally can't pick a clear favourite myself.
Of course not. It's like it is difficult. You've got Luther Valentine there, of course, being an All-Ulster champion in his time. He's ruthless, you know what I mean? He's just dogged and doesn't stop. B-Core, of course, the high flyer. And Christopher Tiberius Banks III, I mean, I know him. He uses tactics. He knows when the referee's maybe not looking. He maybe pushes a few boundaries. So you can't really overlook them either. But Tron, 7 foot tall, and looks like he's very single-minded at the moment. But exciting.
Well, in my opinion, Andy, I think every man brings something different. As I said earlier, you know, Tron's obviously the giant. He's the Northern Irish Nightmare. He's a man that you can't doubt in any match. You have B-Core, who's been doing this for 8, 9 years, 10 years maybe already. I mean, still so young in his career. You have Christopher Banks, the man that the fans love to hate, but a man who, as you said earlier, he can cheat to win, and he wins a lot. And of course, you have Luther Valentine, the big-time fan favourite. I'm sure a lot of our fans would love Luther to win the Talent Ticket Tournament.
Yeah, I would say so. Of course, he's going in with a bit of momentum, coming off a win in a 4-way match against those at our last show. He's gone out across the country. The fans are certainly taking to Luther V, and they like to cheer and chant when he's shouting "Come on, baby," and drinking the champagne, as he calls it. So we'll see what happens there, but £5,000 on the line as well. We can't overlook that. Christopher Tiberius Banks III, of course, already on Takedown TV, saying he didn't care about the money. He's about the win. B-Core, of course, going about his business quietly. He's a very understated young man. He trains hard, works hard, but he's going into this, and he's not to be forgotten about.
Well, Andy, the semi-finals and final take place on the same night. I can't wait.
Oh, that's huge, and that's why we're doing it as a super show. Of course, we here at PW are trying to give the fans exactly what they want. It's the nitty-gritty action of the guys that are homegrown talents and are trained.
It should be just a great night of action, so it should.
Absolutely.
Well, Andy, this year has seen the reintroduction of the women's division in PWU.
Yeah, we go back to the start of the year. Katey Harvey versus Nikki Storm, our very first show of 2014. I'm proud to say that women's wrestling's back in Pro Wrestling Ulster. The fans have been calling for it for a couple of years, and we're always about giving the fans what they want.
Well, Katey has undeniably been a star of the division so far, and this Sunday at our super show, she'll be taking on the vicious Viper.
Yes, of course, Viper coming over from Scotland, very fierce competitor. I think Katey might have a task on her hands here to actually come out of this with the win. She may be going in as the underdog, even with that undefeated streak in singles competition in Pro Wrestling Ulster.
And I do believe now, Andy, we have a video of Katey's best bits.
Absolutely. So here it is, folks, the very first show of the year and the return of women's wrestling to PW Live. There's Katey Harvey and Nikki Storm, two of the best names in Ireland and Scotland. Nikki Storm extending the hand to Katey Harvey. She's not sure if she's going to reach for it. Shaking Mr. Colin McAlinden's hand. Goes back to Katey Harvey. Crowd telling her not to do it here. And there it is, of course, Nikki Storm taking advantage of the handshake. Into that headlock, shoulder block.
Katey Harvey's the first one to hit the mat. Drop kick. Nikki Storm quickly out of the ring to compose herself. And Katey Harvey's got her by the hair. Bring her back in. Oh, hung up on top rope. Right across the throat. Now Storm goes to work. Nice suplex there. First. Oh! Christy. Oh, Katey Harvey fighting back. Around the chin. And kick the stomach, puts her back in the corner. Nikki Storm antagonizing the crowd here in the Holiday Inn tonight. Oh, another vicious kick. Of course, Storm proud Scotswoman wears the flag in her gear and oh, another club and blow there. Of course, it's been a number of years since women's wrestling was here in Pro Wrestling Ulster, and we're proud to bring it back to you. The crowd has been calling for it for quite some time. Just continuing to hit Katey Harvey in the midriff, going with the elbow to the chin, across the chest. Still got hold of the hair. Is the referee going to go in there to interrupt that? And Katey Harvey now involved in this submission maneuver. Can she fight back up out of it? Here comes Katey Harvey. She's getting back to her feet. Snapmare of her own. And the leg drop. She's feeling those effects. She's putting her hand in her stomach there. One count. Nikki Storm fighting back up. Of course, an international competitor. Has competed across the world. America. Fan favourite across Europe. And the woman from Bray, Katey Harvey, trying to get the crowd on her side here. See if they can get them into it. Off the ropes, reversal. Ducks clothesline. Oh, double cross body. They both went in for it there. They both bringing her down. It's going to be important here to see if Katey Harvey can get back to her feet. First, take the upper hand. Nikki Storm delivering out quite a lot of abuse so far. Clothesline. And another. Back elbow. Picks her up. Always slam. Referee down again. One. Just a 2 count, shoulder up. Katey Harvey's pointing to that top rope in the corner. And the crowd want to see it too. This is with the leg drop. Neck breaker. Now Nikki Storm's going to put the pin in. So again. Showing the signs of frustration here. Expected to put Katey Harvey away a little bit sooner than this. And now she's losing it with the referee. Not happy here. Again, on the hair, Katey Harvey puts her up on the shoulders. Oh, devastating there with Nikki Storm. Reaches for the leg. 2 count. Katey Harvey stays in this very first women's match here at Pro Wrestling Ulster Live at the Holiday Inn. First match for several years. Crowd showing their appreciation. Harvey blocks it, spins around. Here comes all little kick. Has to be it. Referee calls it 3. Katey Harvey picks up the win.
And Andy, of course, in the, I hope you're wrong saying this, the biggest main event in PWU history, the triple threat match, that's going to see the limited edition JDP put his title on the line against Tucker and Drew Galloway.
Yeah, there you have it, folks. Of course, you should know by now that Drew Galloway is coming to Pro Wrestling Ulster, and I'm standing here very proud to say that we're the first company in Northern Ireland to have Drew Galloway back in Belfast.
Well, Andy, it will definitely be one of the biggest, best matches in the country.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at the Facebook page of Pro Wrestling Ulster, it lit up as soon as the announcement was made. Of course, we did do a little bit of teasing with the fans. We made them work for that announcement by asking them to like a secret question. So it built that excitement straight away, and we've never seen a response. Of course, tickets are selling fast, so I would get onto the prowrestlingulster.co.uk website, or again through the event page on Facebook. Pick up those tickets now. There's limited numbers available, and that's from Fresh Garbage. So I would go now before we get sold out.
Well, of course, Andy, the big star is Drew Galloway, but the big story has been JDP and Tucker and yourselves as well. Yeah, the
Thompsons have certainly got tangled up with JDP and 101 recently, but it's difficult to talk about, of course, with the events that have happened recently in Antrim, but Terry Thompson has made it a triple threat match, and I think it's a smart move. JDP maybe wanted it that way, but it's nice to at least see that the Pro Wrestling Ulster Championship is back in the hands of the Thompsons, back in PWU, and it's going to be defended on the biggest night of the year.
Well, Andy, JDP and 101 have run riot over the last few months on PWU, on its roster, on yourself and your father. Andy, I actually had the opportunity after some painstaking negotiation to get an interview with JDP, of course arranged through his representative 101. I'll take you that right now. Well, 101 and JDP, you're very welcome here at Takedown TV. Of course you requested that while it would be in our new centre that no one else is allowed to be here except myself. I just got to ask you, JDP, how do you defend your actions over the last few months?
Allow me to answer this, Nicholas. Our actions do not need defended. Let me explain to you what is going on. We have a problem with the two Thompsons. They decided to take it upon themselves many months ago and push, yes, what would be arguably the second best star in Pro Wrestling Ulster, but they decided to push him ahead of their champion. A man who was loyal to them for 7 years. A man who won Terry Thompson his company back when he had a little bit of a problem with Tron last year. How does Terry repay him? Throws him in a triple threat match with Tron and Damien O'Connor. Throws him in a triple threat match with Tucker and Joe Hendry. It's almost like he was trying to make him lose the title. So we fought back.
Well, surely you can't justify your attacks on the Thompsons and injuring roster members.
Well, surely I can, Nick. Once again, you want something to happen, you got to make yourself noticed. You got to make a noise. What did we do? Ballycastle, we ran in. Young JDP here may have thrown a pile driver at Rocky Star. Antrim may have thrown a pile driver at young Andy Thompson. May have punched old Thompson in the stomach. You know, these things happen.
Well, just speaking on the last attack at Antrim, after your demands were met, Terry did make the big, massive triple threat match at our Super Show, which is going to see JDP taking on Drew Galloway, and of course the man you've been screwing over for the last few months, Tucker.
Well, yes, that is very true, Nick, and the match is going to happen, but we feel quietly confident about this. Because yes, while Tucker is the star, and he is very athletic, JDP's already beat him. While Drew Galloway, yes, he is an American superstar, even though he's from Scotland. He is a superstar. He has been all over the world and travelled. He has all this experience. He's never been fighting in the Europa Hotel in Belfast against the PWU champion JDP now, has he?
Well, really, I have to ask you, what do you think your chances are against the biggest star PW's ever had?
Do you know what, Nick? I don't feel we need to answer any more of these questions. Anything else you need to know, you'll find out when the champion defends his belt on the 24th of August. We're done here.
Well, Andy, as we just seen, I managed to get an interview out of JDP in 101. How do you respond, though?
I'm surprised you even managed to get words out of them, to be honest with you. JDP and 101 need to remember this. I've been running with these two guys for a very long time. You're new here, Nick. Back in 2007, I was with them when they were the first ever tag team champions. I was running with JDP through the Triple Crown era. I was with 101 when he was picking up all Ulster championships, tag team championships. I understand these two guys. I'm not surprised by their actions. I know exactly what they're capable of. What I am surprised by is exactly how they've executed them.
Well, they try to justify their actions, but is there any justification for attacking you, for attacking your father, and for injuring members of our roster?
Absolutely not. I mean, antagonising tactics at Ballycastle, showing up at the show, swanning around with the title, interrupting the fans, getting into the ring. Of course, Rocky Star had been taken out of it during the tag team match. I myself have fallen foul. You've seen the pictures on Facebook. I was walking around with a banged up shoulder the last couple of weeks. Putting hands on Terry Thompson's where you really need to seriously draw the line and really look at what you're doing. To come out, demand money, demand to take from the show, demand better positioning. I don't know if the mastermind of 101 has actually manoeuvred the situation it is to get JDP into that match. Into the big spotlight again and taking a draw, or whether or not he's really actually up against it, because that's the position I see him in. I see him up against the wall because he's been running away from Tucker. So how's he going to fare when we put Drew Galloway into the mix as well?
Well, I just said there, Randy, you made reference to the fact that you got attacked at Antrim, and after that JDP made demands. Terry Thompson met those demands and of course set up the biggest main event in the history of PWU, that triple threat match where he puts his title on the line. JDP puts his title on the line against Tucker and Drew Galloway.
Absolutely. I mean, I can tell you right now that my father is a very, very proud man, and you heard JDP in 101 talk about Tron and that back and forth that went happened last year. And we'll not deny it, you know, Terry Thompson did everything that he could for this company, gave up his position to protect Pro Wrestling Ulster. JDP walks in, steals the title, and let's be honest, that's what it is. It's theft. Disappears out through a fire exit. Disrespects the fans, people who pay their money to come in through that door and watch us do our thing. PW Live, I'm very proud to say, is an extremely good product. A lot of people work very, very hard on it. And it's more than just me or Terry, Tucker, who are affected by this. There was an entire locker room who are all left standing looking at each other here. There was an audience that didn't know exactly what was going on. Embarrassed PWU to the hilt. You know, these two guys are just despicable.
Well, alongside yourself, alongside your father, alongside other members of the roster, someone, and you mentioned before, who has been affected by the rampage that JDP and 101 have been on, has of course been Tucker. And I'm so thankful now to have Tucker as our guest on Takedown TV. So please welcome the Irish Junior Heavyweight Champion, the Tuck Dog himself, Tucker.
How you doing, guys?
Here he comes. What about you, buddy?
How's it going, Tucker?
How's it going, man? You all good?
Oh yeah, it's great to have you. Of course, it's great to have you.
It's great to be here, man.
Takedown
Great to be here.
I asked JDP 101 earlier. 101 answered, of course, how they could defend their actions. Is there any justification for their actions over the last few months?
I think that's a simple answer, Nick. Pure and simple. As a pro wrestling fan, as a pro wrestler inside the business, you've seen the heartbreak in my eyes, the fans' eyes, the Tuck Dog's eyes, and fellow workers, guys I've wrestled for years. I appreciate the support from all of them. I got home and no word of a lie, I had 22 Facebook mails. asking what the hell was going on. Twitter was blowing up, Facebook was blowing up, and man, I was blowing up, you know. I did some stuff out of character. I consider myself an ultimate professional in everything that I do. I did a lot of damage to the Holiday Inn backstage that night, and you know, that I did fit the bill for it, and Andy and Terry actually would not let me pay it because they love this business, they love this company, and have done just about everything for it from day one. It's this guy and Terry making sure the show runs smooth, making sure the ring goes up on time, comes down on time, making sure the venues are booked. You know, you name it, they're doing it. And you know that they go on to the, you know, they don't get the appreciation that they deserve. You know, you don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. That's just something. You know.
One of the most heinous things they did was to cost you that Irish Junior Heavyweight Championship. I'm so happy that you actually managed to win it, regardless of
All right.
Now you have the opportunity in the biggest main event in PW history, in the triple threat match. You, as well as taking on our champion JDP, you get to be in the ring with Drew Galloway.
It's an absolute honour that I get to be out there with Drew Galloway. But for the first time in my life, it's a personal thing where I have never, ever, ever in my life wanted to whip someone's ass so badly. You know, I go to bed at night, that's what I'm thinking about doing. I wake up in the morning, I'm up 5:30 every morning, banging out cardio, making sure I'm in shape for the 24th. I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to put this foot through JDP's face, not once, not twice, not thrice, but a bunch of times. And you can guarantee he will be going home absolutely brutalised, and I will make sure he pays for what he has done for the company that I've bust my ass for the past 10 years.
Well, Tucker, the fans love you, the wrestlers respect you, I admire you, Andy admires you. Andy, I think you have a few questions yourself for Tucker?
Yeah, buddy, I mean, it's like, I know where your head was at just after all that happened. I mean, I was there ringside afterwards, Dad was there, we all headed backstage. It took quite some time to get everything calmed down on that night. I mean, where's your head now? I mean, especially picking up that title as well. When you were down in FFPW, I mean, how are you thinking going into the match?
To be honest with you, JDP is on my mind as much as your next meal is on your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's as much as it was amazing, it was an absolute honour. You know, that moment of winning this belt down at FFPW was great, and the instant I got backstage, it was fantastic. About, I'd say, 30 seconds later, you know, JDP was on my mind, and all I was thinking was, oh, this would fit nicely around his head. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth.
And what about, like, I mean, what do you think at the moment, I mean, around PWU? I mean, this super show's coming up, and we've got Drew Galloway, we're bringing him to Northern Ireland, first company to do it since he's been in Belfast, last time he was in Belfast, so, and we know who he worked for then. How do you see PWU? I mean, you're saying you're now up there with the likes of JDP at that PWU championship level. I mean, who do you see coming through at this moment in time, especially with the platinum ticket on the same card?
PWU, everyone. There's not one guy in that locker room who isn't hungry, who doesn't want it. For those of you who don't know, I coach the guys during the week. There ain't one guy that doesn't turn up and bust his ass and show me that he wants it. You know, the future for PW is very, very bright. We're here, and it's just steadily inclining. We're in a decline. You got Drew Galloway, for God's sakes, coming onto the show, and like I said before, it's going to be an absolute honour to get in the ring with him, and I think just PW is just taking off. I honestly think this is just the beginning, brother.
Cool. And very, very quickly, because we're going to be running out of time pretty soon, do you have a prediction for the platinum ticket? I've been sort of going for Tron. We've got Luther Valentine in there, Brian Core, and then of course you've got Christopher Tiberius Banks III. So who is the Irish Junior Heavyweight Champion money on when it hits the 24th of August?
Man, that's a big star-studded lineup. I got a lot of time for Brian Core. He's been working hard for years. You can never count out Tron. Hell, man, I've had my fair share of matches with Tron, and that guy brings it every time. Love him or hate him, he is a big son of a bitch, you know. Then you've got Luther Valentine, who is he's more impressive every time you see him. He's really starting to connect. Then there you go again. You got CTV. Like that guy is the sneakiest, grimiest. He will get it done somehow, some way, and you never know how he's going to do it, but he'll snatch it right out from under you. So I'm not a betting man, and for that reason, I'm pretty glad. You know, I do not want to be putting money on that.
No problem.
Well, Tuck, thank you so much for your time. Our fans always chant that he's our champion. In my opinion, Tuck, I hope you are a champion at the end of that night in your hotel. So thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely, guys. And just a quick message to Drew Galloway and JDP. It's going to be a rush, it's going to be a ride, and at the end of the night, everyone's going to know Tuck Dog Worldwide.
Well, Andy, we've got to talk about our big star at our Super Show, which is Drew Galloway.
Absolutely, and Pro Wrestling Ulster, the very first company here in Northern Ireland to bring Drew Galloway back to Belfast, and that's going to happen this Sunday, 24th of August. We've talked about it throughout this entire show. It's going to be happening, folks. PWU Live Super Show, and I couldn't be more excited or proud to be part of it.
And he's our biggest star, and of course he has to be in our biggest main event ever.
Absolutely, triple threat this summer for that Pro Wrestling Ulster Championship. Of course, back in the grasp of PWU, but still around the waist of limited edition JDP. And you've got Tucker right there in the mix, the Irish Junior Heavyweight Champion, and he's going to be vying to get that title.
Well, with Drew Galloway being drawn to PWU, a sign of big things to come?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been talking to different people around there, and this has been coming for quite some time, and we're really, really proud that we were able to get Drew over as soon as he left the WWE, and it's going to be happening in the biggest venue that we've ever held a Pro Wrestling Ulster live event in as well. Of course, that's the world famous Europa Hotel.
Well, Andy, I can't wait. Our roster can't wait. Our fans can't wait, and still some tickets available.
There's a small limited amount of tickets available. If you want to guarantee access, you need to get down to Fresh Garbage. You can buy hard copies there. Of course, you can get on to prowrestlingulster.co.uk. Go onto our Facebook page. There's links there to buy tickets as well. But I would go now. Do it. We know we've advertised that there may be tickets available at the door at £12, but you don't want to miss this. So make sure you get down there and get those tickets for just £10.
Well, that's all we have time for on tonight's episode. Any final word from yourself, Andy?
It is, of course, as always, you can find us on Twitter at PWU Live, our Facebook page Pro Wrestling Ulster, and our website prowrestlingulster.co.uk for all the news, updates, info. We're releasing stuff all the time. There's going to be competitions heading out there as well.
Well, that's all we have time for, folks. I'm Nicholas Campbell. He's been Andy T. We'll see you this Sunday at the Europa Hotel. We are PWU, keeping it real for the last 7 years.
Sitting here right now with a new champion, but there should be champion.
JDP can run for as long as he wants. He can hide anywhere he wants, but eventually he will have to face Tuck Dog Worldwide. You will defend your belt, and you will defend your thing. You will defend